You are locked into the padded room with DJ Waffles on rollingout.com.
DJ Waffles on the check-in, man. You already know that it is your boy DJ Waffles on the check-in, and you're tuned into the padded room, and I'm here with my special guest, 808 Mafia's VP, Fuse. Fuse, what's poppin'?
What's going on, Waffle? How you feeling?
Man, listen, I was dying to kind of get to this interview today. I did a lot of research, and you know, us being friends, I just felt that it was time for us to actually talk. I checked out a couple more interviews. Now, I really don't think, there's no shot to anybody else, but I just don't think like the real story of what it is that you got going on is actually put out there.
Yeah.
So I kind of really want to start, I kind of really want to start where you started out, like picking up doing beats. You know what I'm saying? From the drive, like this is what I'm gonna do, type of deal.
Yeah. I used to rap and I used to like write songs and stuff. So I had like a lot of friends who made beats, and basically I used to be in the studio with them all the time, and I would watch them make beats, and I used to be like, all right, that looks like, you know, pretty easy. You know what I mean? I just felt like I could do it. You know what I mean? But I was never hands-on. I never did it until I guess it got to a point in my career where I really wanted to be like an artist and be taken serious. So I didn't, you know, when you want to be taken serious, people take you serious. So then producers like started charging me like real prices, you know what I mean? And I was just like, damn, I'm probably never gonna be able to drop songs because everybody's charging me and I had no money. So I said, you know what? The best way to do this is for me to make my own beats.
Cut out the middleman, and this is what we doing.
Yeah, this is what we doing. So I started trying to make beats, and the reason why I started making beats and taking it serious is because the very first beat that I made, I sold.
How much you sold that for? Because
I sold it like $50.
$50 for the beat. See, now y'all artists would wish that y'all sat down with him before he became this person for $50.
Like $50, man. I didn't even know what I was doing. It was a dude I was making beats. I had my headphones on. My headphones were just loud as hell. He heard it. He heard it through my headphones. He tapped me on my shoulder and he was like, yo, can I hear that? So I took my headphones and let him hear it. And he was like, yo, this beat is crazy. How much? And I was just like, I shrugged my shoulder. I was like, oh, no, $50. He was like, that's it? Yeah.
Right.
He was like, all right. Gave me $50.
So was your name always Fuse as a rapper?
No, my name, yeah, it was always Fuse before rap.
Right.
My name was Fuse like since I was a kid.
Right.
My friends always called me Fuse.
So what was your rap name?
Fuse.
Okay, all right. So I was like, all right.
It was Fuse was just my name for everything, like everything I did.
Why did you choose Fuse?
Well, they just called me Fuse because I used to have like a bad temper. And he was like, oh,
I don't know how people could think that. Like, you know what? It is kind of scary, like sometimes dealing with you because you're so calm. I probably would think like what the aftermath would be if you get angry.
I mean, I definitely matured and I definitely got control of my anger, but I definitely used to flip the lid. Like I used to just be mad for no reason. But yeah, I mean, that's how I got the name really, and it just stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like throughout pretty much my whole life, Fuse.
So you making these beats and stuff like that. How do you actually get to Atlanta to come to be here? Like how did you get to Atlanta?
It was through a mutual friend. He was always around Waka and Southside.
So was it on music? This because a lot of people was getting money at one point in time. But you just said like coming to Atlanta, like I'm about to get some money, or I'm just like on this music tip.
I was in New York. I was in New York. I was good. Like I was straight. I had, you know what I'm saying, I was working at a studio. I had a crib. You know, I was just average life. I was chilling. You know what I mean? Really no complaints. And then my friend had called me and he was like, yo, Southside want to talk to you. So I was just like, oh, okay, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? So Southside was just basically saying like he was interested in me. He liked my beats. And he was saying like he wanted to sign me to 808 Mafia. And he was telling me to come down to Atlanta. You know what I mean? So I had came down to Atlanta. I was in Atlanta for like a week. And then just to get a vibe. And then pretty much, you know, I just went back to New York. And then what made me come back is that Southside called me. He was just like, bro, you're supposed to be in Atlanta, like you're supposed to stay in Atlanta. I was like, oh, I ain't know. You know what I mean? I ain't know I was supposed to stay. So I just
So when you came down here, because I know that you always preach business. So when you came down and you was like, I'm gonna sign with 808 Mafia, was it paperwork involved? Like I'm about to sign a contract, or like Southside that's making these beats or whatever, he like, yo, come back down here and this is just what I'm doing. This is just what I'm doing right now.
Nah, Southside showed me the true the true way. Like basically, he showed me that everything doesn't have to be business. It could actually be love. It could actually be like somebody that's actually looking out for you. Right. So when I came, I was actually thinking it was gonna be paperwork and all of this stuff. When I came, it was none of that. He was just like, yo, listen, you're 808 Mafia. You know what I'm saying? Change your Instagram, change your social media. We're about to turn you up. And basically, you know what I'm saying? From there, you know, I just started making connections, just being out here and just building my own resume and building my name. But that's what I also liked about him. Like, he didn't give me no handouts. Right. He wasn't like bringing me to the studio and saying, yo, could y'all use Fuse's beats, or yo, I want y'all to rap on Fuse beats. With none of that. Like, if I ain't speak up, I ain't speak up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he would like bring me to the water, but you know what I'm saying, he ain't gonna make me drink. So basically, you know what I'm saying, I took that upon myself.
So who's the first artist that you did a record with out in Atlanta?
Crazy Things. The first session that Southside brought me to was in Patchwork. That was my first time at Patchwork, and so Waka had already recorded songs to my beats when I was living in New York. So I would say Waka is pretty much the first artist. But when I got to Atlanta, when we got to the studio, Gucci Mane, he was recording.
Right.
He was in the studio. He was in the booth, actually recording to my beat.
Wow.
That was crazy.
So you walk in and Gucci is like literally recording to your beat. What song did he come up with?
There was a song called "Break Your Back," I believe. "Break Your Neck" or "Break Your Back," and it was with Waka on it. It was not released,
right.
But I wish they released it. It was so crazy. But it was funny because I'm sitting in the studio. I walk in and then Gucci like walks in the booth. He's recording. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute, this is my beat. But literally nobody knows me. So I'm like this random dude, and it's like I'm just sitting there looking at everybody, hoping somebody will be like, yo, this is Fuse's beat, but nobody even know who it be. I tapped Waka on the leg. I was like, yo, that's my beat. Waka was like, oh, that's your beat? Oh, that's fire. And that was it. He didn't even know I did the beat. He was like, oh, that's your beat? Oh, that's fire. But that was it, yeah. Gucci recorded a song, and it came out fire. So he was the first artist, pretty much, that I've seen record to my beat in Atlanta.
And so then after that, basically like being with 808 Mafia is like, it's giving you the access and it's putting you around so many different people at a time. I know that Waka had a house in Eagles Landing where all you guys used to be at. Like, what was that house like when y'all had a studio and y'all used to always like meet and congregate there to actually record and talk about beats and all that type of stuff like that? Who are some of like the legendary people that came out of that house where y'all always used to be at and record sometimes and just rock out at?
I mean, it was just a blessing to be part of that house for me, because long story short, when I got to Atlanta, I was actually like house hopping because I didn't have a place to live or nothing like that. Right. So I was like, I had a place to live, but basically I was staying with my homeboy, and then me and my homeboy had a fallout. Right. So one of my other homeboys who I met basically out in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, like my boy Bubba, he had an apartment, and his apartment had an extra bedroom. So basically he was just like, yo, you can come crash with me. So, you know, shout out to Bubba. And I ended up crashing with Bubba. So the crazy thing is that Bubba ended up getting locked up. So Bubba, was me, Bubba, and his girlfriend in the house. So when Bubba got locked up, his girlfriend, I remember like she knocked on my door one morning. It was like 2 mornings, maybe 3 mornings after he got locked up. And then she was just like, yo, I don't think Bubba coming home no time soon. Right. So she was like, what you gonna do? Right. Basically like, yo, you know what I mean? Right. Like, you're not my man, so you can't stay here with me, you know what I mean? So I was just like, I just told her straight out, I was like, yo, I ain't even tripping. I said, I'm about to just go book a flight, go back to New York. Right. So she was like, you sure? I said, yeah, I ain't even tripping. Right. So the next morning, this is how I know it was meant to be. It was like the next morning was like 6 in the morning. I go to this diner that was like up the street, and I had my laptop. So when I got in there, I was about to book my flight. So I had my laptop open, looking up flights, and then Waka and Southside walk in the diner. Wow. So when they walk in the diner, I look up and I'm like, what the hell? Cause mind you, it's not like I was out there on the behalf of Southside, but I wasn't seeing him like every day, cause he was doing his thing. So I saw him, then I saw Waka, and then they saw me, and they was just like, yo, Fuse, what are you doing in here? You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yo, Bubba got locked up, about to book my flight, head back. And Waka looked at me, he was just like, nah. I got a crib, you know what I'm saying? I got an extra room. Get your stuff, come move in. So that's when I moved into that house.
Right.
So yeah, but when I moved into the house, I mean, it was everybody. It was me, Waka Brother, Wu, Chaz Gotti. I mean, like London on the track, South Side. You know what I mean, like.
And this is, and you living in this house, and this is all before anybody peaked. So this is like. They moving, but it's just like everybody's still in grind mode, trying to become who they are today.
Mind you, at the time, London was homeless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look where London is at now.
Now millions of records sold, yeah.
You feel me? So it's like, a lot of people came out of that house. You know what I'm saying? But
they said Thug used to be over
there.
Thug.
I mean, like, you know, everybody used to come through. The Migos used to come. They used to live around the corner. So Offset, you know, used to come pull up on me in the morning, come shout me out and stuff, come check on me or something like that. But you know, people basically knew, like, all right, that's where everybody at. We go pull up at the crib. We at the studio downstairs, so people come, you know, come vibe out, listen to some beats or whatever.
So how did people really adjust to your sound when you came from New York to Atlanta? Because you always had a different sound to me. How did like your beats? I know that it was totally different when y'all would be in the studio because your beats would be different from theirs. But how did people actually adjust, or did you find yourself readjusting to the sound here?
Yeah, I had to adjust to the sound here. It was like my beats was fire. Everybody loved my beats, but it was just like some people found it difficult to rap to it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it was a different vibe from up north. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, basically, it was just like me just readjusting, but still being true to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew that. You know what I'm saying? Especially being part of 808 Mafia, I have to come with a certain type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have a certain type of vibe, but in our own way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just figuring, like, you know.
So with 808 Mafia, right? It's a lot of people saying that they're 808 Mafia. A lot of people doing drum kits, all type of crazy shit going on with like 808 Mafia. This person 808 Mafia, that person 808 Mafia, this person making beats. Who was like the collision of y'all that's really like 808 Mafia? Because there's a lot of randoms out there right now just saying that they're part of this, putting it in their Twitter handle, all type of crazy shit going on right now.
Yeah. I mean, I just base it, I'm gonna say it gets confusing. And the only reason it gets confusing is because we all have our own little crews. You know what I'm saying? So I have my crew, and then I have some producers in my crew. Okay. So sometimes, not saying my producers in my crew, but there are other producers who have producers in their crew, and they just feel comfortable for the fact that they be around us, that they just throw that tag. You know, not saying on their beats, but on their social media or something like that. They might have 808 Mafia on their name or something like that. But it's really just through association. You know what I'm saying? Just being cool. Then you also got to look out for, like, you know, you could be my man. Like, you could just be cool, hang out every day and everything like that, and just be around all of us. But you don't do no music. But you still 808 Mafia, you know what I'm saying? Because you my boy, you know what I'm saying? You cool with all of us, so we'll all look at you as family. So we'll still consider you 808 Mafia, even though you don't do music, you know what I mean? So it's a family thing, it's not even just music related.
So tell me why that, like now it says 100 of 808 Mafia. Now it's like Fuse, I did a lot of research here. Fuse, it says Fuse 100 of 808 Mafia. Now that's the label that is actually taking it on now. That you're putting out there. It's Fuse 100 of 808 Mafia. How does that work? What does that change?
Well, Fuse 100 is basically my first original name. It's still Fuse 100. I just haven't really used 100. Okay. You know what I mean? But Fuse 100, that's my name. I mean, if you want to be technical, that's my name. You know what I mean? Like, I got it tattooed on Fuse 100. I mean, 100 is just.
All right. So let's speed up. Let's speed up a little bit. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this shit right now. Yeah. So take us to Big Sean making moves. Yeah. And then I'm gonna tell you like this big thing that he did. It was genius, but nobody probably knows, and I only know. And he's probably gonna be like, Waffles, why you tell the world this shit? But this is my job. Take us to Big Sean making moves. And it's platinum, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you got a plaque and all that good stuff.
All of that good stuff. Alright, so Big Sean Moves, how that came about was, it was just a beat that me and Trey Pounds did in the crib. Me and Trey Pounds lived together at the time. Okay. And we was basically just inspired by, I forgot what album that came out. I think it was like Dirty Sprite 2 or something. Okay. I don't know, something just dropped. I think it was a Future album or tape, I don't know. Okay. But whatever, me and Trey Pounds was just inspired. So I know we was like real eager to go make beats. So that was just basically one of the beats we made that night. Now the crazy thing about that particular beat is that it got placed many times. You know what I mean? So the first person to use that beat was Southside.
Right. See, this is what I wasn't supposed to say. Listen, see, that was the thing. That was it right there. How in the hell did you actually pull that off? First of all, you had the beat in Let's Take the War with Royce the 5'9". You had it in Making Moves, and you had it in Winning 3 also. How the hell did you? How could you even do that? I don't even think people even know that you used the same beat for like 3 different people, and you just sampled it. And I was like, how the fuck? But this is you, so you can do this because you made the shit. But you sampled it on 3 big ass records. Like, how the fuck did you think about doing that?
It was out of my control, really.
Is that a cheat code though?
It could be. I didn't mean to cheat.
Because all 3 of the songs were hard. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was kind of figuring out. I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, you got Big Sean Making Moves, sampled by Winning 3, sampled by Royce the 5'9". I was like, how the fuck? Because I'm checking out Royce the 5'9" record that y'all got, the War Joint. I'm like, this sounds this. Holy shit! How the fuck did you do that? So you got paid 3 times?
Nah, not even.
You got paid 3 times.
I didn't get paid 3 times. I got paid 1 time. All right. So basically, how it happened was we gave it to Southside first. Southside did a song called Winning 3. It was a big song, by far one of Southside's biggest songs.
I agree.
All right. So what happened was Southside also had another song called Sandman that Metro did.
Okay.
So those were his like 2 top songs. So before Sandman took off, we was telling Southside to, make Winning 3 a real single. Like we were saying, you should actually take Winning 3 serious. Make it a single, push it, and all of that. But he didn't. He chose to run with Sandman. So Sandman just took off. He did a video for it, it just took off. So he kept it moving. Like Southside likes to keep it moving. He doesn't like sit on music. You know what I mean? Like when he put it out, he just ready to move on to the next project. So Winning 3 was kind of like fizzling out. You know what I mean? To me. So I don't know. I mean, through the powers that be, my manager, I know he had the instrumental because he has all my beats. You know what I'm saying? So he has a relationship with No ID. No ID at the time was working at Def Jam, and he was head of Big Sean's project. So my manager gave the beats to No ID. No ID gave the beats to Big Sean. Big Sean used that beat. Crazy thing about it is I never even knew about it. So one of our homeboys that be like hooking up, giving us sounds and stuff like that, my boy Gezin, he lives in Croatia. Right. You know what I'm saying? So he had hit me and Trey Pounds up, and he was like, y'all was with Big Sean, and he kept asking about this beat, but he don't know who did it. So I was like, yo, find out the name of the beat. Right. So he found out the name of the beat, he texted, and I was like, yep, that's me and Trey Pounds. And he was just like, yo, Big Sean got a song on it, he's really excited about it. So I said, yo, just send him my info, or you know what I mean, we'll connect the dots. So basically the dots got connected, and Def Jam said that it was gonna be a single.
Wow.
So I was just like, I was just honored that he used it. So even if it was a freestyle, even if it was a mixtape, even if it was a throwaway, to me I was just honored that Big Sean got on the joint and was doing this thing. But when they said it was a single, I was like, yeah, this is big. You know what I'm saying?
That shit was in car commercials and everything.
Yeah, that shit was made it to Acura. Shit was, you know what I mean? It got picked up. It was a lot of good, did good with the syncs. Shout out to everybody who's, you know what I mean? Got a sync. The checks was nice.
Yeah. So that goes platinum, and then you did the album with Future and Young Thug, and you had multiple records on there too.
Yeah, I had 3 records: For the Game, Real Love, and Group Home.
All right, so you got those records, and then you had Zoom too.
Oh yeah, Zoom on the Future album. Yeah, shout out to Southside and Illmind. We all collabed on that beat right there.
You got War with Chief Keef.
You got War with Chief Keef, yep.
You got, then you just coming off the album with Moneybagg Yo, you just did like two joints with him, right?
I got 3 on there.
Three
I
joints with him.
got I Don't Get You, Perfect Bitch, and Bag Move with featuring Quavo.
You got I Just Want It with the Migos.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking to do more stuff with the Migos?
I mean, you know, it's really not up to me, because we're always technically working, because I'm always sending beats to Offset and Quavo.
Do you seek them out? Do you seek out like certain artists that you know that's popping? Like, if I was rapping and would you call me and be like, yo, Waffles, I think you need to just take me serious because I might be rapping tomorrow.
I take everybody serious, you know what I'm saying? So, do I seek people? Not necessarily. What I do is I just speak it into existence.
Okay.
So I would just say, you know, I want to work with such and such. You know what I mean? Right at that moment when I say it, it's in the universe. The universe starts working, and before you know it, I'm in the studio with that person. Opportunity presents itself, but the thing about me is because since I want to work with these people, I make beats for them before I even meet them. So I'm always prepared. So by the time I get in the studio, I'll be like, oh, if I'm in the studio with this person, I already know what to play. Or if I'm in the studio with this person, I already got this folder ready. So
tell me about a session with Future.
I'll tell you about my first session with Future. It was probably the craziest session for me because Future records to everything. So if you're a producer he fucks with, and especially if you give him a lot of heat, he's gonna record to all the heat. So I was in the studio with Southside. Long story short, Southside had got called to go to some other studio. Usually, wherever Southside go, I'ma just go. You know what I'm saying? But we was in the studio with Future. He got called. He looked at me. He was like, "Yo, I'm about to go to such and such." He was like, "Yeah, come on." And then I was just sitting on the couch, and I kind of just gave him a look like I'm kind of chilling. He was just like, "You gonna stay?" I said, "Yeah." Yeah, I mean, he dipped. So he left Future like 7 beats. All of them shits was fire. So Future recorded to all 7 beats.
Wow.
So I sat there while he recorded to all 7 joints. 7 joints. I was there for hours.
Verse everything.
Hours. Cause you know how he did with 1 joint. I'm like, all right, that shit was crazy. Then he goes to like number 2, and I'm like, all right. Then he gets to the 3rd one. I'm like looking at the folder like, damn, how many beats he gave him? And 7? Then he go to the next one. I'm like, damn, he gonna record to all of them, huh? And I just copped the squad. Just got real comfortable. So what made it special for me is that, you know what I'm saying, I had a folder of beats that I had just for him, and I had it ready. But I'm not the type to just be like, yo, here's some beats. You know what I'm saying? I just wait till opportunity presents itself. I sat on the couch. He recorded to all them joints. I guess he needed more beats. It was like middle of the morning. It was like 4 in the morning. He turns around, looks at me. He's like, yo, Fuse, you got some beats? Hell yeah, I got some beats. Fucking gave us some beats. And he recorded like a lot of amazing music off of that folder alone. It is just like crazy.
So tell us about Bob Back the Block with Rick Ross.
Yeah, that was fire.
That was crazy. A lot of people went crazy off of.
I be forgetting I even did. It's crazy. There's a lot of songs I can do that I just forget. So people bring it up. But Bob Back the Block, yeah, that shit was fire. Shout out to my boy Sam, and shout out to my boy E-Mix. E-Mix, sorry man, I be high as hell. But yeah, shout out to E-Mix. E-Mix is the engineer. He's the one basically who placed the record. He had hit me up and he was just like, yo, I'm in, you know what I'm saying, Ross working on the album. Send me some joints. So I was just like, all right. So I sent him some beats. That was one of the joints. And he had hit me up and he was just like, yo, he got a joint on there with Gucci. He didn't say everybody else, like 2 Chainz and yeah, everything was 2 Chainz and Gucci Man. But yeah, he didn't say 2 Chainz. He was just like, he got a joint with Gucci. So I was like, oh, word? I was like, yeah, that's fire. So I came to Rick Ross' house. I went to Rick Ross' house, and when he was just playing records. And then that one came on, and then I was like, yo, I produced that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So Ross was like, oh, word? Yeah, this shit fire. But I still didn't know it was going to be a single. It wasn't even finished. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward time goes by. And then I see him like post on Instagram the behind the scenes of it.
Wow.
So I was just like, and I heard the beat. So I was like, oh, it's going down. So then, you know, Epic hit me up. We did paperwork and everything. We put it out. it did its thing, you know what I'm saying? It was like definitely a good look for me. I like that. It was a dope joint.
So now what you saying you're getting geared up for, they're about to re-release a record with Cardi B that you've actually done the beat to. It's called Stylin'. Tell us about that story, because you said they was gonna use Bodak Yellow or this one to actually pick as a lead single, but now they're gonna bring it back out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Atlantic, shout out to Atlantic, you know what I'm saying? Got a lot of folks over there, but basically right now they just trying to figure out where they going with the next direction of her next album. So, you know, definitely Stylin' has been, you know, brought back up in the conversation. Okay. And to me, that's real fire for that song to still be relevant, especially in that building. And especially, you know, music is changing every day. Right. So that just shows me that, you know, the music that I'm basically providing is withstanding the time. So that's fire to me. But, you know, the song is fire. But yeah, it was like, at the time she recorded that, she did Bodak Yellow. She had like another joint that she did, I forgot the name of that. But they didn't really know what single to run with, and they ended up running with Bodak Yellow, which was a brilliant idea. It was at 5 times platinum. Right. Like, yeah, definitely. This song is out of here.
Shout out to Jay White.
Yeah, Jay White was good, man. I see you with the Jay White teeth. The Jay White teeth.
This is the Jay White teeth. Shout out to his teeth.
Yeah, shout out to your teeth, B. Word.
All right, so now you know you about to, hopefully they pick that one up with Stylin' and it goes crazy.
Facts.
What's next for you? I know you're working with the guy from Cincinnati, Young Butter, stuff like that.
Yes.
Dude, what do you think about him as an artist? Like, why him?
Man, he did a song. There was a song that Young Thug put out that I produced called Breadwinners.
Yeah, I heard that.
And he was on it, and he featured on it. And when I heard the song, like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I got a Young Thug placement. That was actually my first Young Thug placement. So I was just like, oh wow, this is dope, but who the fuck is this guy? You know what I'm saying? That's what I kept saying, like, who is this guy? And it said Young Butter, so I tried to, you know, do some research showing him, and I was like, yo, this guy is fire. But he was, I think at the time, he was running with Adrian Broner.
Yeah, I seen that.
So he was with Adrian. Shout out to AB, that's my boy too, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know what happened, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes or whatever, or really what the situation is, but I know he reached out, said he definitely wanted me to put him under the wing, you know what I'm saying? He respected, you know what I mean, my ear for music, and I was like, yo, let's do this. So I believe in him as an artist, you know what I'm saying, because he's hungry, he writes all his stuff, he's fire, he's young, you know what I'm saying, he's talented, and he's very versatile, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like any box people try to put him in, he will be able to fit, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like an artist like that is definitely worth giving a shot. So I definitely gave him a shot, and we just completed his album, which I'm about to put out at the probably like October, first week of October.
Yeah. That's dope. Make sure y'all check for Young Butter, because he's definitely on the move. And the crazy part about it too is that when I listen to your music, and I know you for a while, when I listen to your music, I always knew that you make beats for people to rap to. And now, before we got in here, I was telling you, I was like, why hasn't you and Casanova did a record today? Because I was riding the car with her, and I was like, son is just like mad dangerous, like everything is just so hard. I'm like, yo, he's killing, he's shooting, he get all type of crazy shit going on. But I just felt that you can make a record for him. I swear, I was just like, yo, I know Fuse can make the music that need for him to rap.
It's kind of funny. The record, I forgot the name of the record he put out. Was Set You Claim, or I don't know.
He's just like that English.
Yeah, I love that shit. That shit gave me so much energy. I was just like, that's that real New York shit. I'm from New York, and you know I live in Atlanta, so I miss that New York shit sometimes.
Right.
He gave me that New York vibe. I was like, man, I need this. I needed it. I would love to work with this guy. So I never met Casanova face to face, you know, personally. So it was kind of crazy. I was called into a meeting with Rock Nation, and you know he's part of Rock Nation. So I'm in there, and one of the A&Rs is like, yo, we working on Casanova. We need Casanova stuff. I'm just like, oh wow, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, all right, so y'all want to take it there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I definitely fed them. You know what I'm saying? They was definitely pleased. Right. So hopefully we hear some Fuse Casanova stuff coming out in the near future.
Dope.
Hopefully we link up and get in the studio and really lock in and make something together.
So definitely, we gonna switch it up a little bit now because you know you making all this money. We know that you're about to get all these placements, all this stuff. Yeah, he's making a lot of money.
Man, broke, baby.
A lot of money.
No jewelry, no nothing.
Listen, because all the money is in his pockets. Factual statement. So tell us about the sneaker collection that you got, because I know you're a connoisseur when it comes to shoes. I've seen you. I've like sat behind you on a computer and watched you wait for shoes to come out and be like, I'm about to get these shoes. What's the latest shoes that you bought?
What just came out?
I don't know. How many pairs of Vapor Max you got? Or you wasn't really a fan of?
Yo, be honest with you. Oh man, must be meant to be. Nah, I'm gonna tell you why. It's a funny story. You even bring up the Vapor Max. All right, so I have this huge sneaker collection.
Right.
And prior to I moved. I've been like every year I moved to a new condo or whatever. So
right. See, that's what I'm saying. That's a different type of money. You like every year I just moved to a new condo. Yeah.
Yeah. So the spot that I'm at now, when I was moving into this new spot, it would just made me put two things in perspective. Like when I first moved from one of my first condos, and that was like when I was like keeping it easy with the shoes. I might have like 7 pair of shoes, and like moving was like nothing. You know what I'm saying? So when I moved this time, I noticed I had at least like 7 huge boxes, and those were just filled with shoes alone. Right. So I was just like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, this can't be life. You know what I mean? So I have like a cool little sneaker display in the crib. So I just displayed my sneakers, and you know, people come over and they be like, wow, this is nice and stuff like that. But one day I woke up and I was just looking at my shoe collection, and I only had 1 pair of Vapor Max. You know what I'm saying? The off-white ones.
Right.
So,
see, that's still like $1,000.
Yeah, but you know, it's kind of funny that I just literally sold them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I sold a couple pairs out of my sneaker collection, and it was kind of crazy because none of the sneakers out of my sneaker collection that I sold bothered me, except the Vapor Max.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just woke up the next day like, damn, did I just give it my Vapor Max? Like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, damn, I gotta buy these back. Like, I'm calling the dude I sold it to, he's charging me twice the price I charged him. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, fuck them. And changed my whole attitude. I was like, well, fuck them shoes, man. Keep them shits. I ain't paid that shit.
So what you think about Virgil and the shoes that he's putting out?
Virgil's a genius, man. I'm gonna tell you what was so like inspirational about Virgil. Virgil, and this is not me just saying this.
Right.
This is like legit.
Right.
Virgil is like the epitome of my thoughts.
Right. Wow. That's deep. That's the quote that we're gonna use. TJ, that's the quote that we're gonna use.
I got you.
Virgil
is the epitome of your thoughts.
He's the epitome.
And why is that?
Everything that he manifested thus far, I've thought of doing.
So you're gonna you wait a minute. Light bulb. In the video, when we put it back, just put a light bulb on my head.
Light bulb.
Alright, so light bulb is, I wanted to ask you this. So, are you thinking about becoming a DJ because you're doing EDM music?
I DJ first.
Holy shit!
I never even told you that.
See, I just got some new shit.
I DJ since I was 8 years old.
So that means, so now that you're doing, what is it called? Is it Levitate?
Yeah.
There you go.
I do EDM
do your homework.
Yeah. Shout out to Levitate.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? So now with that being said, so the EDM music, because he's DJing too, and I've seen that too. So is this something that you're gonna try to jump back into?
I wouldn't say I'll be an EDM DJ. I wouldn't mind doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I would just, overall DJ, I still do that. You know, I still get booked for shows and stuff like that. So, but what I do like my shows are different. Like most people, they go there, like what I notice most DJs, they just play what's hot right now. Right,
because you got like Esco, he got his stuff with like Lil Dog that come out. You got Metro, he doing some stuff, and you got Lil Jon. I think his show is probably really turned up because he's probably partying with what's new. What would be a show like? What would be a Dre's show with Fuse and Vegas?
Man, nothing but 808 Mafia music. And I've been booked anywhere from 1 hour to 3 hours, and nothing but 808 Mafia music, back to back. Wow. Like you're not even gonna hear another producer get played. Maybe one Metro record, maybe one. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I like playing No Complaints. I can't front. I like that's personal. I just ain't no complaints. That's my shit. But 808 Mafia all night.
Definitely. So if y'all booking for Vegas, that's the next.
808 Mafia all night. That's all you gonna hear. And it's crazy because I did that gambling, meaning like I knew I didn't have all the latest hits and top music in my computer when I got booked for a show, and it was so unexpected. So I was just like, listen, I have practically the whole 808 Mafia music catalog.
But you know how to DJ, so you can fuck them up all day long.
I fuck them up all night long, and I did that. And the crazy thing was that I didn't even know that our music legit really was that powerful. I knew we I knew we had it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we definitely got it on lock. But when I see how people react to every song, some songs I'm playing are so old, so like mixtape shit. You know what I'm saying? And people are like, oh, that's my shit. Like, they going crazy. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So, it just be blowing my mind, like, after every set, how many people come up to me and be like, yo, bro, you fucking killed it. And I just be like, wow, like, I'm just freestyling. Like, I don't have a set. Like, I don't go up there with sometimes, this is how crazy it is. Like, sometimes I'll get booked to DJ, and I don't even show up with a DJ set. I show up with a USB.
Oh shit! It'd be like whatever y'all need.
Whatever y'all got, I'm using. Like sometimes I don't even know how to use this shit in front of me. I'll just be like, yo, bro, just show me real quick. Like, the dude look at me like, damn, you don't know how to use it. I'll be like, yo, bro, I really don't. Just show me just show me something. He just like, yo, this is for this, this is for this, this is for this, this is for that. I literally legit have to like remember everything.
Right, all over again.
Cause I just freestyle. Like, I jump up behind the DJ set and I freestyle. I've did that my whole career. I know how to DJ, but it's just like, every DJ set is different, especially like, I started back since when people was using, wax. Like, I'm DJing turntables. Like, now we're using computers and MP3s, dragging, and it's just crazy. So I just be up there like, all right, hurry up. Get to the next song. All right, how we gotta do this? You know what I mean? Like, people said this button, right? All right, load. You know what I mean? Just be crazy, but I still rock the show every time.
So before we get out of here, one last question. What's the craziest session that you've ever had as a producer? What bad, like the worst one that you had? And you have to tell us who was the person, the artist that it was. And you can't get out of this, bro. Like, you really have to tell us this, because it just makes everything interesting to the people, because they really want to know who you are. They really want to know who had the worst session. And you probably carry a pistol, so you really don't have to worry about somebody.
I don't worry about it. I don't worry about nothing.
So that was just a little incentive. Just tell us, like, who was like the worst session, like, bro, like, for real, you want to
worst session? I'm being like legit honest. I don't think I ever had a bad session.
No, you can't. No, bro.
Worst bad sessions to me are like when the label books me to work with a writer or like another producer that they have signed to their label.
All right, all right, so listen. All right, so I'm gonna let you get out of that one. Which artist has the most yes men in their session?
All of them.
All right, so before we get out of here, let everybody know how nigga fuck me.
All of them.
How do you let everybody know how you?
All of them got yes men.
Alright, so before we get out of here, let everybody know how they can follow your social media.
Yo, you already know you can find me, Fuse 808 Mafia on Instagram. You can find me, Fuse 808 Mafia on Twitter, Fuse 808 on Snap. I need to turn my Snap back up. I don't even be on Snap. Do people be on Snap? I don't really hear people talk about Snap.
They can locate you off of Snap though.
Go fast?
Yeah, make sure you got the situations so they can follow you.
But like I said, on Instagram it's Fuse 808 Mafia. And I already know there's a lot of producers who probably want to see this. And they always want to reach out to me, so y'all can contact me, fusebeatcollab@gmail.com. And you already know. It's plain simple.
Get them yes men out your session. Get them from out your session.
No yes men allowed.
Alright, y'all already know what it is, man. Make sure y'all stay locked into the pattern room on Rolling Out Live. It's your boy DJ Waffles on check-in. 8 bop.
You are locked into the padded room with DJ Waffles on rollingout.com.
It's your boy DJ Waffles on check-in, man.